Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. And the topic of this 10-minute moan is becoming a regular feature. It's a bonkers story of an asylum seeker who has made stupid claims to stay in the UK. And I think this one is definitely in my top 3 so far because it's so ridiculous, right? Now, the Telegraph ran this story about a migrant. Now, this headline just blows your head. Migrant who sexually assaulted a woman. It's a migrant male, by the way. Stays in the UK after claiming he's gay. Now, forgive me for being old-fashioned, but I would kind of think a gay man would be sexually attracted to men and would probably have had a sexual assault if he was going to carry any out at all against a man, not a woman. Because by definition, that would suggest to me that you're definitely not gay, right? But this guy's went to court and said, you can't send me home to Pakistan because I'm gay and people do bad things to me. Where do you start with this, right? So, I'm going to read the story. I'll probably not get to the end of it because I'll end up wanting to fling my computer out that window, right? But a Pakistani man who was convicted of sexually assaulting a woman was allowed to stay in Britain after claiming he was gay. The sex offender has been living in the UK illegally, we hear this, for 11 years. So even before he commits this assault, he should have been horsed out. He's been here illegally for 11 years. But he was granted refugee status after arguing he was homosexual and would face persecution in his home country in breach of his human rights. What about the human rights of the woman that he sexually assaulted? Does she not get any human rights? Her best way of protecting her human rights would pat him out a country that he shouldn't be in. But no. We'll use ACHR again, that needs papped. By the way, there's no debate there. ACHR rules need put in the bin. Do humans deserve rights? 100%, of course they do, right? But we can't put those human rights above the people that they've assaulted, particularly when it's sexually. That's kind of another line, right? So this unnamed 53-year-old male made his asylum claim and insisted he was gay just months after he was convicted of assaulting the woman. He was allowed to stay in the UK by an asylum court despite there being a lack of evidence that he was actually a homosexual. Official judgments show the Home Office said it did not accept that he was living in the UK as a gay man because of his flimsy evidence. But he's still here. However, owing to a legal blunder, his testimony went unchallenged, and the man is allowed to stay in April last year. The case disclosed in court papers is the latest example exposed by the Telegraph, and to be fair, they have been exposing several of these cases where migrants or convicted foreign criminals have won the right to remain in the UK or halt their deportations, often by citing breaches of the European Convention on Human Rights, ECHR. They include an Albanian. I done this one. This one was like the maddest up until this one, right? They include an Albanian criminal who avoided deportation after claiming his son had an aversion to foreign chicken nuggets, and a Pakistani paedophile who was jailed for sex offences but escaped removal for the UK as it would be unduly harsh on his own children. This one, by the way, was a guy that actually had not been living with his own children, right? But why let that get in the way of a good asylum story? There are a record 34,169 outstanding immigration appeals, largely on human rights grounds. That's not the ones that are granted, by the way. That'll be hundreds of thousands. There's 34,000 right now outstanding, which threatens to hamper Labour's effort to fast-track removal of illegal immigrants. Sir Keir Starmer, who was a human rights lawyer, has pledged to close a loophole that enabled a Gaza family to come to the UK after applying under the Ukrainian refugee scheme. The Pakistani, only known as MR, came to the UK in 2006 as a student, but overstayed his visa, which ran out in December 2006. He applied for leave to remain on human rights grounds in 2012, but the Home Office rejected it that year. Now, this is 13 years ago. In May 2017, he was arrested by police, and in the same year, he was convicted for sexually assaulting a woman by touching. A month later, he claimed asylum, a certain fear of persecution in Pakistan if he were to be deported. Despite pleading guilty to the sexual assault, he claimed he was, in his asylum application, that he was innocent and that he was gay. Right. However, the then Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, refused him leave to remain. Mrs Braverman said there was no evidence of a substantial relationship being in place, despite Emma claiming he was in a gay relationship. He appealed against the decision, claiming to have been in a relationship with a Mr K since 2019, even though there was no evidence they lived together, no shared bills, no other documentary evidence which supported their relationship. He was also inconsistent as to when he realised he was gay. In his appeal hearing, however, this bit's just nuts. The Home Office lawyer failed to cross-examine him about his homosexuality. Forgive me if I'm being naive, as I am not a learned law student. But if I was flung in one day as an emergency substitute for a Home Office lawyer arguing the case against an asylum seeker who said he was homosexual, I think probably the first thing I would do would be to challenge him under cross-examination. And I'm not a lawyer. I would quite like to be a lawyer, but I didn't enjoy school enough to be a lawyer. However, even after the judge adjourned the case for her to restart her questioning and challenge him over the claims. So the judges kind of went, look, go and do that, and this Home Office lawyer still didn't do it. First tier tribunal judge Anthony Carton said, I made it clear that if there was no challenge on these matters, I would make a note to this effect and was likely to allow the appeal. Yet the Home Office lawyer still didn't challenge it. Due to the lack of a challenge, he said he did not need to hear from Mr K, and MR's other witness found that Mr MR was gay. Well, of course he can, because he's the only person in the place that's saying I'm gay is him. Nobody's challenged the fact that he's gay. Therefore, the court has to accept what's in front of it, and this guy who's not gay is allowed to be on the record as being gay. Now can he go back to Pakistan? The Home Office has since appealed against Judge Carton's decision, and the upper tribunal found he erred in law. Upper Tribunal Judge Declan O'Callaghan said the Home Office was deprived of the chance to question MR's two witnesses, who they believed would not provide convincing arguments that Mr MR was gay. As a result, Judge O'Callaghan said MR's sexuality was not properly considered in the round, which meant the hearing had been procedurally unfair. The only proper course is to set aside the decision in its entirety, the judge said. A new hearing may take place at a later date. Our country's mental. These things are not logical, and we keep allowing them to happen. And it's very, very easy. We can take the ECHR, rip it in two, and put it in the bin over there, and draw up our own charter to give the people in the United Kingdom human rights. But the people who must be first considered in these human rights charters are the people of the United Kingdom. We need to put the safety of our people first and foremost. And you will get people argue, well, I mean, we've got, there's plenty of British people are sexually assault people. And that is 100% true, which goes to prove it's one skill that we don't have any shortage of, and that's bad people. We have got plenty. Our jails are quite full at the moment, right? We've got loads of naughty people. So what we don't need is to import anybody else's. We've got enough of our own. We have no skill shortage of bad people. So, if you enjoyed this video, please do the three things, and it'll help more people see the video. Click the thumbs up, put a wee comment, and hit the share button. If you've not already done so, please hit the subscribe and notification bell. And at the end of this video, down about here, YouTube will put a video in there that you've not seen that they think you'll like. If you want to watch another video and you like the title, crack on. The most important thing of all, unless you're some of these crackpots that run our country that want to keep putting people like this and their human rights before the citizens of the law-abiding citizens of the UK, then know you. But
everyone else, have a great day. Cheerio, bye now.